everybody, welcome back to Marie's Kitchen. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are making an easy banana sheet cake, and this one is so delicious. It's moist and flavorful. It's got cream cheese icing on top, and it is a great way to use up your brown bananas. And this cake is actually super sentimental for me. My grandmother always made it every year for my birthday when I was growing up, so it is a great cake for birthdays, for Easter, any sort of spring celebration. I really think you're gonna love this one. Let's get started. Let's start with our dry ingredients. First, we'll need 3 cups all-purpose flour, and I'm going to quickly show you how to measure that just in case you're new to baking or just need a refresher. Basically, you just want to fluff up your flour a little bit and then spoon it into your measuring cup here. And that will give you the most accurate measurement of flour. You don't want to be packing it in as you would with, like, say, brown sugar. So we're just going to level that off with a knife, and there's 1 cup of flour. Let's do 2 more. Next is 1½ teaspoons baking soda. Sounds like our oven's preheated. I've got that at 350 degrees. For the baking soda, we'll just scoop it in, and this little thing here is actually a great way to level off your teaspoon. So it's 1 teaspoon and then ½ teaspoon. Level it off there right on the middle. Next is 1/2 teaspoon salt. Now we'll just give this a toss, and the dry ingredients are done. For the wet ingredients, I'm going to use a stand mixer. You can use electric beaters though if you prefer. Stand mixer is just so much easier because it's so hands-off. I do love my stand mixer. So first up, we'll need 1 cup of sugar. You can just scoop that right out like this and then level it off. Pour that right in. Next step is 1 cup packed brown sugar. And for brown sugar, you do always want to pack it in order to get an accurate measurement. So we'll scoop that up there and pack that in. And this full recipe is on my website, mariesaba.com. The recipes are all in PDF format. There's no blogs, there's no ads and pop-ups. You just go right to the recipe and print it out. So we'll add 1 cup brown sugar, and that's mariesaba.com. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always email me too, marie@mariesaba.com. I love to hear from viewers. Now we'll add our butter. For the butter, we'll need 3/4 cup, and 1 stick is 1/2 cup. So we'll need 1½ sticks. I was just cooking this weekend with some kids, and they were doubling a recipe, and one of them said, "Oh, why is there so much math in cooking?" And I said, that is true, cooking is math. So if your kids are learning fractions and things like that, or just need some extra practice, get them in the kitchen. It's a great way to learn without really, doing homework. Okay, so now we'll add 1/4 cup more. So we have 3/4 cup butter. Now we'll need to beat this until light and fluffy, which is about 2 to 3 minutes. Butter and sugar looks great. We'll turn that off. Use a spatula here just to clean that off. And if you're in the market for a new spatula, I've got Food Pun spatulas. This one says, "Peace be with you." If you'd like to check them out, also on my website, mariesaba.com. All right, now let's add our 2 teaspoons vanilla extract, and this is my favorite vanilla. I know vanilla can be pretty pricey, but when you buy it in bulk, it is a lot more affordable, and also this vanilla has great flavor. So we're going to do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And if you'd like a link to this, I'll put it in the recipe, and I can also put it in the description box. The brand is La Vencedora, Mexican vanilla. All right, next is 3 eggs. Now we'll add 1 cup milk, and this is 2%, but whatever you have will work. And then the secret ingredient that adds so much flavor and makes it so soft, 1/2 cup sour cream. gonna give this a quick mix. Looks good. So as I said in the introduction, my grandmother always made this for me on my birthday growing up. And I would love to hear, what was your cake when you were growing up? What did you always request? My kids actually always request cookie cake, which is so easy, just from the American Cookie Company. So I don't even make their cake. Sometimes I do, but lately we've just been picking up a cake because it's so easy and everybody loves it. So we just do that. But I do love a homemade cake or cupcakes for birthdays, of course. And I did that when they were younger. It's just as they get older, I guess either I get lazier or, yeah, probably I just get lazier. Okay, let's mix up the bananas. All right, looks good. Time to add the dry ingredients. Here's our dry ingredients that we mixed up earlier, and if you're doing this with a handheld mixer, you definitely want to add just a little bit of the dry at a time and mix it in. You don't want to add it all at once, or it's really hard to mix it all together. So I'm going to just go ahead and add all mine though. If you're using a stand mixer, you can just do it all at once and give that a mix. You don't want to over mix at this point because you have the flour in there. If you over mix, you're going to start developing gluten, which will give you more of a kind of a tougher cake. So really just mixing to combine is what we're going for here. Looking good. I'm just going to scrape down the sides to make sure we get all of our ingredients all mixed in. You know, I made this recently. My husband loved it, and he actually doesn't even love banana bread that much, but he had this and he said, it tastes like Italian cream cake. It is delicious. So it's got a really, really good flavor. So I'm excited for you to try it. Okay, mix it up a little more. That is it. Homemade banana cake is done. So I've got a metal nonstick pan here. You could use glass if you prefer. And I've got a little bit of butter in there. You can use baking spray, of course. I just always use butter. And what I did was I set the 9x13 pan with a little pat of butter on my stove as the oven was preheating, and just the warmth from the oven softens the butter a little bit and makes it really easy to spread around. So we'll just spread that around the bottom and sides. Also, if there's any other cake that you really like to see, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your requests. All right, let's pour our batter in here. Now this goes in the oven at 350 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes, or until a toothpick in the center comes out clean. Now time for the cream cheese icing, and I want to know, do you call it cream cheese frosting or cream cheese icing, and does it matter? I call it either one interchangeably. I don't think it really matters, but I could be wrong. So let me know in the comments if there is a difference between frosting and icing. For the cream cheese icing, I'm going to use 1 stick or 1/2 cup unsalted butter, and this is pretty soft. Throw that in. Next is 8 ounces cream cheese. Never had this so hard to get into the freaking bowl. Okay. Put this paddle back on, and we're going to beat that until nice and smooth. I can smell the vanilla and the icing. It smells so good. I smell the banana cake. That's one reason I love baking, is everything smells so good. Who needs a candle when you have cake? Okay, so this looks great. Now we're gonna add about 3.5 cups powdered sugar. We'll put in about half at a time, stir that up, and then add a little more. Again, start on a low speed so you don't get powdered sugar everywhere. You can see how nice and creamy that is looking, so now we'll pour in a little more. There we go. And give that a mix. I'm just going to scrape down the sides a little bit here to make sure we got everything mixed in. All right, this looks amazing. Okay, it sounds like the cake is done, so I've got my oven mitts. I'm going to go grab it out of the oven. Here it is, and doesn't it look gorgeous? It's nicely cooked around the outside, nice and golden in the center. Now we'll let this cool completely before we add our cream cheese icing. Cut us a piece here. Delicious. So good and soft. Oh my gosh, this cake is so good. You guys have got to try it. Thanks so much for joining us on Marie's Kitchen. Today we made this easy and delicious banana cake with cream cheese frosting. For this recipe and more, check out my website, marieseba.com. There you can go and print out this recipe and all my recipes. There's no long blog posts, there's no pop-ups, there's no ads. It's just all the recipes you want. You can print them out in an easy PDF format, put them in a notebook, and make your very own Marie's Kitchen cookbook for free. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button and the bell button for notifications. That way you'll get notified every week when a new video comes out, so you won't miss any of them. My goal is to give you some really easy recipes that turn out great every time, so you can build some confidence in the kitchen and feel really inspired to share good food with people that you love. From my kitchen to yours. Thank you.